Hello everyone, this is your Uncle Big Fish and I am back today to share to you guys something really dumb that I found. I don't know if this is gonna get patched later on in the future, however for now this still is intact. Now, from what you have seen, I will be explaining the whole thing on this video, the build and how to get it and everything else combined, but I just want to talk regarding just one tiny bit of thing before we get started. Aren't you guys just bored of the whole Radiance build? Everyone was just uploading Radiance build guides on YouTube and they're all pretty much the same. They're all talking about the exact same thing using Pieda's weapon and her set and using Radiance build, which is really broken, and you guys should totally check that one out. However, I wanted to find something completely different because I want to, well, be original. Well, on this one, I found something very interesting. And I think if you see right here what this is, you will soon understand exactly what I'm talking about. The idea is actually quite simple. The Umbral Eye gives you unbreakable hyper armor during your charged R2 and converts all the damage that you take during the charging animation to withered damage. You see where this is all going? Withered health is converted to effective health when you deal damage, proportionate to the damage that you deal. And charged R2s deal extremely high damage. So to put it simply, your charged R2 cannot be interrupted, and at the expense of a temporary HP loss, which is then returned when the attack lands. So, you basically recycle your health, and you never die. Yeah, this shit is broken beyond anything I've ever seen in the game, and I actually found this out by just scrolling over the Fextra Lives wiki, and I was just looking towards items and some things that I might not have gotten in the game. Now, how do we min-max this build up? Well, first, get about 20 vitality early on, going 30 on the mid game, and 40 plus on the late game. Just so you are able to take at least 1 or 2 big hits and not die before your attack lands to recover that health back. This build is made to take advantage of high damage single charge strikes. So heavy strength hammer, Grand Axe builds can really benefit from this, but just in case you're using a sword like I did, that's fine too. For your shards, you can get pretty much almost anything, but this strength shard should be fine for starting out. And if you're into the dual wielding, you can take the dual wielding one's shard as well, just in case your build couldn't equip the strength version. Now, where to get the Umbral Eye? I will speed this up so you don't need to waste so much time here watching the whole thing. And I will explain thoroughly how to get the Umbral Eye early on. In my honest opinion, I think this build is extremely broken. Probably the most broken build currently for Lords of the Fallen, and I think that if you compare this to other builds out there that are available at this time, there is one distinguishable difference that this build particularly has compared to the rest, and it's the word accessibility. This build requires absolutely no farming. You can have it fully optimized by the time you've unlocked Pilgrim's Purge, which is very early on into the game. I think it's a little bit after you fought the Scorched Sister, so it's extremely early, probably 1.5 hours into the game, probably even less, probably even lesser than that. This is extremely early, and I mean there are just two main components of this build. Like, you just need a really hard-hitting weapon, which you will get early on, or if you get a dual-wield shard, or you have a dual-wielding weapon, you can do that too for more AR. You can use pretty much any weapon aside from catalysts, and it will probably still do the job right. Like, you can go for a light armor for cosplay, because it doesn't really matter. Like, at the end of the day, you're not really gonna take damage while you're doing all this nonsense. So it's just a really powerful build, and I think that you can abuse this to cheese bosses. I do this to cheese bosses. Like, I tried cheesing bosses. Unfortunately, I don't have any recording of them, so my bad. I was just testing out new recording softwares, and I just can't seem to get it. But you can cheese a lot of bosses using this method. I think it's quite obvious that you can do so. It's just crazy. This is a crazy build, and I hope you guys will try it out. I hope you guys liked it, and if you had thoroughly enjoyed the video, you may sub if you want. And I think that is it for today's video. This is your Uncle Big Fish, and that's it from me. Have a nice day, guys.